CRNtv On Location at XChange news coverage is brought to you by Enable, a global software company helping IT service providers deliver security, data protection as a service, and unified endpoint management solutions.
We're here wrapping up XChange with Jen and Steve of CRN. Thank you so much for joining me. This has become quite a tradition for us.
Indeed, you can't get away from us.
I wouldn't want to. So no surprise, biggest themes, AI, cybersecurity. Steve, AI, I want to go to you first. Compelling sessions, what have you heard? What should the solution providers who weren't at the event know?
Of course, it all starts and ends with AI. And to me, one of the highlights of XChange was the AI impact panel hosted by our Chief Content Officer, Stuart Sumner, and which included exclusive iPad channel research from our, channel research team. And that showed that partners are seeing rising revenue from AI, with 78% of them seeing impact on their business today, and 90% optimistic or significantly optimistic about the next 12 to 18 months. The bottom line is, this is happening at a breakneck speed, and partners are on top of it. One of the partners at the session, Don Monaster, CEO of General Informatics, talked about, last year, really setting up and driving the AI opportunity with his customers. But now he's tracking the revenue and driving meaningful revenue from it. And one of the great things is we're seeing more and more use case studies. And Don talked about one with a company that General Informatics designed a AI solution for, that actually took a business process, an order entry validation process, from 24 hours to 11 seconds. So think of how dramatic that was. And the customer that got that done was doing that order validation through an offshoring agreement. So that saved that customer a boatload of money. And once they implemented that solution, the customer had told Dawn, hey, look, we don't have enough money dedicated to our AI commitment. So that just shows you what's going on. Another big thing is the number of partners using AI to dramatically reduce their cost of sales, general and administrative costs, their technical costs. They're changing their balance sheet dramatically by implementing AI solutions. ConnectWise was here at the show talking about the onboarding process, the AI onboarding process, which is saving solution providers a lot of time. Another big discussion point here was a lot of MSPs are internally using AI to reduce the number of their techs doing level 1 and level 2 service. So they're moving higher up the food chain. The impact that AI is having at such a breakneck pace is just beyond belief. As someone who's been in this for 3 decades and looking at it, it's just, it's mind-boggling how fast this is taking place. And the call to action for partners who weren't here is to get here and to get that hands-on knowledge, peer-to-peer sharing, to get that AI, knowledgeable and start making it happen. Because if not, they're in danger of really becoming irrelevant and having their business really go by the wayside.
Steve, how soon do you think they need to move on this at this point? Because I know Don, he's very advanced, but what do you think solution providers need to be doing right now? Because I think in the next 6 months even, they're going to be far behind.
Absolutely, Andrea. This is happening. If you're not on this right now, you need to get on it now, and you need to figure it out for your customers. You need to define business use cases and start to go into your customer to talk to them and get them started. If nothing else, start doing the consulting on AI compliance, AI security, AI privacy, what they have to do with their data to get ready, because there's a lot you have to do before you even go to the AI agents or AI business use cases, implementing the tools. So partners need to move now, and I would urge them to get involved with, Microsoft Copilot is a great place to start, look at what that's doing, because, talking to partners here, the pickup on Microsoft Copilot is happening at a breakneck pace too. I was talking to one partner, Forward, that is implementing, 50 new Copilot licenses a month. So think about it. This is, it's now. It's not, it's not an hour from now, not tomorrow. It is now.
Thanks, Steve. And another theme that intertwines with AI, right, is cybersecurity. Jen, what have you heard at this event, and what solution providers watching now?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely that it is going hand in hand with AI. There's so many security questions that come up when you start implementing AI. So Steve touched on it a little bit, which is, keeping your data private, keeping the data out of the public eye that's not supposed to be in the public eye, making sure that the people in your organization have access only to what they're supposed to have access to, those kinds of things. Separately, but I guess still related, is just the fact that the liability continues to rise for companies that are providing security solutions. So we had Galactic Advisors talking about how you really, as an MSP, need to be diligent in your tracking and documentation of what you're doing, because if and when there's a problem, you want to be able to show the steps that you took to help get a claim through your cybersecurity insurance. Another piece that I actually found really interesting was how AI is being used by not just the attackers, but also the defenders, of course. And so Sophos, companies like Sophos, are trying to bring natural language abilities to their security tools so that people have a much easier way of configuring the things that they're trying to configure, finding the things they're trying to find. And Sophos also did a great job of just bringing to light the cyber criminal faces behind some of these stories. They, in their presentation, talked a lot about these they're criminals, they're cyber criminals, but actual real people who are related to each other, married to each other, linked to each other through the government, and just kind of gave a face to, in this case, it was, folks operating in Russia, but it was just really interesting, I think, to put some faces and names behind these attacks, these ransomware attacks. And it also just showed how it's not just about paying a ransom. If you're paying that ransom, that money is going in a lot of different places to support a lot of nefarious activity.
Very interesting. I want to close with both of you. What do you think, Steve, you first, was the most impactful, or maybe two of the most impactful sessions for you?
Well, for me, you come to XChange, you want to get a vision of the future. And I don't think, it was great to have Scott Chasen, the CEO of marketplace provider Pax8, who's a real technology visionary, kind of define what the future is going to look like for MSPs, and talking about the age of the managed intelligence provider, and really how this whole artificial intelligence era is turning the market on its head, and really in many ways making the bigger companies more vulnerable as the smaller companies come in with AI agents and really innovative offerings. And the SMB focused MSP is really in the prime spot for that. And Scott really detailed that. I'd really urge partners to look at that. And he talked about it as a $777 billion opportunity. And it really is this AI inflection point where MSPs can use agents and artificial intelligence to really disrupt, and it's going to create so much new wealth and so much new opportunity for partners. This makes the internet or the cloud look like child's play, and it's happening at 10 times the speed of the internet or the cloud.
Jim, what about you? What made the most impact?
I thought OpenText, Mike DePalma had a really compelling presentation. He also talked about kind of what the MSP of the future is going to look like. And he focused in on the idea that the MSPs really need to not lose sight of the endpoint deliverable, which is not all the little technology bits and what are we using AI for or not using AI for. It's really the business outcome. Are you delivering the business outcome that your customer needs? And so anybody that does that is going to find success.
The one thing that's great about XChange too is it's all about MSPs making money. So I feel like we're doing the viewers a disservice. We don't hit on some of the new service offering opportunities that are available that are really compelling for partners. And one of the ones that I thought was really off the charts was Schneider Electric, which is really known as a power management UPS vendor, really becoming a software vendor and driving a software solution that's really driving a huge managed services power opportunity for partners. And I'd urge partners to take a look at that. The other one that was really powerful was Cavello, which has a security visibility platform that's really full platform approach, provides visibility at a really compelling level for partners, and is even helping both on-premise, off-premise, looking at data exfiltration, and it's helping also with Microsoft Copilot and making sure that's secure. So really great opportunities to drive recurring revenue, which is the heart of the MSP model.
Yep.
Jen and Steve, thank you so much for being here today. Really appreciate having you. And thank you so much for joining us.